So, this podcast is about the meta. Hopefully the game audio or the BGM in the background is not too loud. I'm going to turn it down just in case it is. Because I want it to be background noise, not me competing with it. Anyway, meta. Oh yeah, the disclaimer. Disclaimer is, I've had some conversations with a few people in like WhatsApp groups and whatnot about meta, what I've found, me putting across other ideas, and if you're just going to X-copy something from Wikipedia, just your mum. That's just dumb. I'm not gonna have that's not a discussion. So if I seem blunt when you make a point, it's probably because you've just hashtagged something or rehashed or retweeted something someone else has said when I've asked you your opinion. If you're gonna give me someone else's opinion when I'm asking yours, I'm just gonna laugh you off basically and probably become pretty blunt and rude. So for anyone that happened to today, that's why. I've got no time for you Googling or Wikiing a link and then show me that is your evidence to why I'm wrong. You're a moron, basically. So, anyway, when I came into this, I thought in fighting games terms, the meta, well, I'm going to go over things that aren't fighting game related as well, but the meta was something that was popular. Basically, that's what it was. In other games, I know meta means something completely different, but in fighting game terms, when people say, oh, this is the meta, they normally refer to a strategy or a team or a character. So I always went into conversations when I heard that thinking, oh, they must mean this is popular because it's good, it's optimal, it's efficient, whatever. I always thought this was the wrong meaning, but for the sake of just being part of a conversation and not being awkward, which I am most of the time, but in that situation, it's like, okay, they refer to something that I would say is efficient as meta, okay, because everyone's doing it, it must be meta. So I went along with it. I was aware that there was two different types of meta. I think there's a third that kind of blends the two. And then I think for the fighting game community, there should be a fourth, but that will be right at the end of the podcast. So the word meta is a Greek word, from what I heard. It doesn't matter about the little details. Basically, meta is fourth wall breaking and inception. That's if I was trying to explain it to someone who's never like heard of it, that's what I would say. I'll say fourth wall breaking, which is probably more obscure than saying meta, which is dumb. I just realised that. Fourth wall breaking is basically what Deadpool does. For anyone who doesn't know about Deadpool, he makes references to himself being in the comic and a superhero. That's when it's like Inception. So it's something within something. The concept of the word of it has been dumbed down a little bit. So some people might say, for an example, if you're arguing with someone about always arguing with them, they might say that's meta. I don't think that's meta. I think that's ironic. But anyway, yeah, meta is sort of like self-awareness-ish. So yeah, Deadpool's kind of the best situation where he knows he's in a comic. He refers to the reader that he knows he's in a comic that's his superhero and nothing really matters. That's kind of what meta is. In a simplified way. In a very simplified way. If you want to look into, a deeper meaning for it and understand it completely, go look it up. Go do your research. I don't want it to be like a preachy sort of thing. So, yeah, that's how we're going to use the word meta and what it means. In gaming terms, from what I found, like, one of the earliest adaptations of the words, is the chat working? Because nothing's moving. Unless everyone's just listening intensely and no one's talking. Which would be sick, but I doubt that's what's actually happening. But yeah. In terms of gaming, there's something called metagaming. That was like the first non-meaning of the word meta that I came across. And the example intensely safe. And what I came across is probably not the first. It would make sense to me that it was, but it was with role-playing games. So not Final Fantasy, not video role-playing games. Role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, and I think they do like Warhammer and like Lord of the Rings, all that sort of stuff. So when you pretend that you're a character and you have a DM, which is a dungeon master, who's giving you the situation. Like they used to get like old what was it, Goosebump books, where you basically had a choice and you go to the page that you like. If you want to turn left, you go to page 9. If you want to turn right, you go to page 20. It's basically kind of like that. So a dungeon master will give you a scenario, and your character in the role play is like I don't know, a fucking knight, really basic. There's so many other ones, but a paladin or something, right? And then your paladin has certain abilities, skills, and your character's personality. What metagaming does is kind of, I know people that do Dungeons and Dragons, and I've asked them, and they were like, most of them say that metagaming is bad. Some say yes, whatever. But in this situation, metagaming is basically, say we're playing a game. I'm Mace. That's me. My character's C4, right? And he's a paladin. I don't even know what the fuck they do, but I'm a paladin, right? And Jammers is the dungeon master. He gives me a scenario saying, okay, a troll's coming down the corridor. He's going to jump in and attack you. If I say, okay, well, I'm going to jump out and attack him first, that's me using metagame. Because in the role-playing game, I don't know that the troll's coming around the corner. I don't know that. My character C4 does not know that. Mace knows it. So for my character to do that, to like counter his sneak attack by jumping out and attacking him first, it's impossible because he wouldn't know. The character wouldn't know. And obviously, if you're role-playing, that would ruin everything. If the Dungeon Master told you the scenario, and then you countered the scenario because the you knows, not your character, the Mace knows, not C4, it would ruin the game. Because nothing would ever come out of the game. There would be no like turmoil or no strategies. Another example is in role-playing, they'll say like, oh, you have to fight this, and that's when all the dice stuff comes into play, like attacks and all that sort of shit. If, for example, again, C4, a paladin has to fight a griffin, right? And I've never seen, say it's like a magical griffin from fucking, I don't know, Valhalla or some shit. In the game, if it's the first time I've seen that griffin, I wouldn't know what to do against it. But say, outside of the game, I know that, this Dungeon Master's come with this creature before, and fire beats it. If I then go, well, C4 uses fucking flamethrower and brings out Charizard and shit, and I kill the griffin, the Dungeon Master can go, but you don't know that its weakness is fire. Your character doesn't know that. You do, but your character doesn't know that. You've not given me a reason to think that your character found out why you should know that. That's metagaming. That's breaking the fourth wall because you're using information that your character couldn't know to, give an advantage. That was what I got from the people I spoke to and looking online. I don't want Jammers as Dungeon Master. Yeah, you know what? I only said Jammers because he was the first person I saw in the chat. Like, I looked at the first comment, or the bottom comment on the chat, and he was the first one I saw. So, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, that's metagaming. Again, I don't think either one of those two correlate to how people use meta in fighting games. So in MOBAs and stuff like that, I had a chat with like some of the people in the DBZ group, and one chat, I think it was Darky. He was saying meta stands for, I forgot, what was it? Most effective tactic available. It's an acronym when it comes to gaming. It just so happens to be meta. And a few people were saying, it's the same thing. I say those few people are idiots. To me, they're completely different. I use an example as that's like saying a spoon is the same as a shovel. They're different things. So to explain why I think they're different things to anyone in the chat who thinks they're the same. One, if we could all agree that meta is full no information that you shouldn't know from an outside source. So again, another example is maybe like, as you know, I think the Dungeon Dragon, I don't want to go into another one of those. So knowing information you shouldn't know, like Deadpool. He knows information he shouldn't know because in his world, he shouldn't know that he's in a comic book. He shouldn't know that because no one else does. That's the boundaries of his knowledge. It should be trapped into there. I'm not even going to read that comment. It looks like a complete troll. I'll read it later, but just not yet. Let me just get this out of the way first. All I saw was Elemental, and I was like, he's trolling my fucking Dungeons and Dragons escapades. So that definition, knowing something you shouldn't know, basically, full breaking, is one thing. The other one being most effective tactic available, to me, is totally different. The most effective tactic would be, for me, using a hitbox over a stick or a pad. I don't know what that's got to do with full breaking. Because it was available to me, so I know it. If I went online and typed in hitbox before a hitbox was invented, then that would be the other meta. Because it's knowing something I should know. Say there was never an I never saw anyone playing on a hitbox, but I just went, I need a hitbox. I need something better than a stick or a pad. I need a hitbox, right? If I had no outside sources telling me that, and then, I don't know, a fucking meteorite knocked me on the head and it said buy a hitbox, that's an outside source. That would be closer to that type of meta, in my eyes. So, if anyone disagrees, let me know now. If you think both of those things, the acronym for meta is the same as the word meta, please let me know now. Before I trip up on any other thing. Are those things even remotely the same? Yeah, because I strongly think they're very, very different things. With one, so let's take, I should make different words for them. Normal, I'll say Greek meta and game meta for now. So Greek meta, in gaming terms, that would be you play in a match. Say you're doing the first of 3, right? You play the first 2 matches, and then your boy comes up to you and says, oh, you know what? This guy likes to do X, Y, and Z. Be careful. That's an outside source telling you something you might not have known because he hasn't done it in a match, or you don't know his boys, or whatever. If someone tells you that information, that's closer to meta because you don't know, but someone else had to tell you that. If that person didn't come along and tell you that, you might not have come back 3-2. Because you couldn't see it, you couldn't understand it or whatever. So to me, that would be Greek meta in gaming. But I've never come across someone said, oh, that meta's cheating. You can't have coaching. Because that would be meta, wouldn't it? And this is where I wanted to bring in, like, the difference in fighting games. Because if we take the acronym meta, most efficient tactic available, again, I would say that would be using a hitbox. Or that guy, there was a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 player. Fuck, what was his name? Full Schedule. Apparently he wore shades that made it easier to see the screen. So he's using something to his advantage to optimize his play. Right? Clearly, because he was like, look, I use these to, play better, to see things clearer. That to me would be the acronym, because that's the most efficient way to do it. Surely, using a hitbox, to me, that's meta. That is more efficient. I can go from forward to back quicker than a stick player can. I can do it in one frame because I can plink it. You can't plink back to forward on a stick, and you can't do it on a pad. You have to roll your thumb. So it might not make a massive difference, but it's more effective. It's more efficient. Maybe not effective. It's more efficient because I don't think there's a game where you need to be able to do that. Maybe Street Fighter 4 with the quote unquote unblockables. Gaming meta, or meta gaming from the Dungeons & Dragons thing, would be, the same sort of thing. It would be a coach telling you something that you shouldn't know as you being the player. Obviously, stuff like, let's take Metal Gear. So, Psychomantis. Is it Psychomantis? Psychomantis? That weird guy that was like, look, bruv, I know what game you're playing and shit like that. And, oh yeah, you need to go into Port 2 if you want to beat me. Some shit like that. That would be a meta because he knows he's in a game and he's aware of it and he's telling you to do stuff outside of his gaming world to affect the gaming world. That would be a meta. In fighting games, Psychomantis, sorry. I thought it was Mansa, like fucking Pyromancer or something. My bad. So, in regards to fighting games, when people say, oh, we'll use Dragon Ball Z, Cell, Bardock, Kid Buu was the meta. Say this is still pre-patch, and that is the meta. To me, none of those terms of meta apply to this. Because it's not the most effective. I would say it's the most easiest. Because say, for fucking argument's sake, this is going to be really dumb, and if you've never watched Dragon Ball, you won't get the reference. But let's just put this hypothetical out there, right? Say this is pre-patch, Cell's the best. I don't think he is, but say he's the best, right? And, but, if you picked Team Gohan, you did double damage, right? Because it's canon. Because Team Gohan has to beat Cell, right? Would Cell still be the meta? If he's the strongest character, he's got all these options, right? This is what I've heard. This is why he's the best. He's got all these options that are really good. Fucking unscaling, touch of deaths all over the fucking place. But Team Gohan beats him. Because you just say you just got one combo, because of double damage, it was a guaranteed touch of death. You didn't have to spend Spark, you just had to use like 2 assists or whatever. Would Cell still be the meta, or would Team Gohan be the meta? In fighting game terms, surely Team Gohan would be the meta. Because he beats top tier. So everyone would have like a pocket Team Gohan. Right? If we took the other examples of meta, it wouldn't really work. Unless the information that I just gave you about Team Gohan wasn't in the manual. That's the only way I can kind of apply that sort of meta to fighting games. If say the fighting games tell you, you get like tutorials and challenges in games, they tell you certain things, right? If you found something else outside of that, that could kind of be classed as meta from the Greek term, because it's information that wasn't given to you in the game. It's outside. So maybe we could use that as a reach. Team Gohan would be meta, since the counter, the meta pick. But then surely Cell wouldn't be meta, so he wouldn't be counter to a meta, would he? Team Gohan would just be the meta. He would be the meta. And Cell wouldn't be part of the meta because he loses to Team Gohan. Surely they couldn't both be meta. Like, as a counter. If something counters the meta, in fighting game terms, surely that wouldn't be the meta anymore. Because I feel in fighting game terms, it's not most efficient tactic available. It's most easiest tactic available. And then that turns into being more popular. In fighting game terms, I feel the meta means it's more popular because it's more efficient, easier, whatever, strong. But if there was a strong counter, surely that wouldn't be the meta anymore, because it wouldn't be popular, because it'd be like, well, there's no point in picking Cell because someone just has to pick Team Gohan and I'll get bodied. So a character that gets counterpicked that strongly, I know there's counterpicks in other games, but when it's that strong, is that character still meta? Because everyone else would just pick everyone picking the pocket character, everyone having a pocket Team Gohan would be more, that would be the majority, that would be more popular. So surely that would be the meta more than meta. Yeah, there is a meta. It's Inception. It's hypothetical Inception. Kind of meta exists, but wouldn't that make it a meta? Wouldn't the counter be the strong, maybe not the stronger meta, but the more predominant meta? If it was that drastic. If it's a kind of a case of, oh, this character's strong, this character does okay against it, or doesn't lose like my main character, then yeah, I'd say that strong character is still the meta. But if there was a really easy counter in a team game like DragonBall, where you only have to sacrifice one slot and then you can pick the 2 characters you want. I've always played what considered counter meta. So yeah, okay. So yeah, Fox is saying he played what he considered counter meta. Maybe they're just side by side. Maybe. I don't see how that, like, I totally don't think that the metas that we spoke about earlier relate to fighting games. I think it's a different type of meta. I think the word has it's transformed, it's changed in fighting games. Because if you go to MMOs and stuff, the meta is what the acronym is. Most efficient, effective tactic available. That's what meta is. In a fighting game, I feel because people aren't optimizing their play outside of the game, it can't be classed as meta. Like I said, with like the hitbox and the glasses, all that sort of shit. Having fucking performance enhancements before matches and shit. We're not all doing the meta. We're just picking what's easiest. That's what it feels like. And obviously you get examples of people going against the meta or just doing what they like and, succeeding in that. Which obviously goes against how fighting game players use the term meta. Where if someone wins without a Cell or a Bardock, it's like, oh wow, he fucking won with Beerus, Frieza, and Nappa. And then fucking, I hate Guilty Gear is so bad for this. If someone in Japan won a tournament, that character would be top tier. Instantly. There's been times when Chip was top tier. There's been times when Leo was top tier and that character's garbage. I remember in Street Fighter 5, fucking Nash was top tier. Because fucking Nash is done well all over the fucking place. And it was like they changed like 2 things about him and then he was shit. Then it was absolute... His arms were off, apparently. That's what Infiltration said. Man got amputated. All the limbs got amputated. It's like they changed his dash a little bit. He never had a free frame to begin with and he never had a reversal anti-air. Meter or meterless. He never had that. But he was meta at the time. But he wasn't that good. So was he meta because people were doing well with him? Because the numbers... Like, a massive thing is, it's like... This used to bug me when people used to say Vegeta. It still kind of does bug me, but I'll just let it go. When people used to say... People still say, Vegeta's a good anchor. It's like, well, if 90% of people use Vegeta as an anchor, the numbers are going to show that he's a good anchor. Because you never see Beerus as an anchor. There might be one Beerus player. If he made a comeback, it'll be like, well, Beerus has to be the best. Because number-wise, he's 100% guaranteed to get a comeback. But if you've got a billion different Vegetas, right? Surely some of them are going to come back. Whether it be, it kind of goes beyond it being the Vegeta comeback than a player comeback or just the numbers game. Where someone's going to make a comeback. People just make comebacks. But if everyone's playing Anchor Vegeta, it's just going to look like Vegeta's making the comeback. When I think even before the patch, arguably, Tien was a better anchor. Arguably. He has everything but a DP. Everything but a DP. Hakan was the worst character in the game until Inful beat P.O. Ruggs. Yep. Apparently, Hakan... Well, I'll say apparently only because I didn't play it that much. But Hakan beat Balrog. Apparently. I mean, Balrog wasn't super popular in that game, to be fair, in 4. He wasn't that... He's not as... Nowhere near as popular as he is in 5. Nowhere near. So, yeah, like, this conversation's gone all over the place. But I think fighting game meta is definitely different to meta gaming, which applies to games having meta affect it. Same with, like, role-playing games, card games, all that sort of shit. If you know the meta of Magic the Gathering, let's say, you know what... I guess this can be used in the fighting game way as well, where if you're playing Magic and you're like, fucking, look, these punks are all using water decks, blue decks. They've all got counter spells and shit, so I need to be careful when I play X, Y, and Z. If you know that before you go into the match, you've got an advantage that you probably shouldn't know if you're... I mean, in that scenario, yeah, you probably should know, because you should be doing research. In-game, not as in a player, a character in-game would approach everything as the same as the first time. So say you're playing like a adventure game, right? Say you're playing what the fuck have I played? Let's say you're playing Uncharted, right? Let's use Dark Souls, even though I've not played it. Let's use Dark Souls, right? Playing Dark Souls, you get bodied by a boss. But then you know the boss is I should have used fucking Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, we've gone with Dark Souls now. You know the patterns of that boss. But you know that because you died the first time. In-game, if you died, you died. That should be the end of the game. But because you're outside the game, you're like, oh, okay, when I lost to this character the first time, I know what to do. But in the game, the storyline of the game, that's the first time you've met that character. Or that boss. So that would be meta. Because you know something your character doesn't know. Because for the character, it's the first time experience in this match. Or this boss fight. For you, it's just like, well, I died 100 times because I'm absolutely wasted and I don't know what I'm doing. But now I'm paying attention to his patterns. I know where he's going to swing, what he does in what situation. You know that because of the meta. Because of your meta. Due to your character not meant to have known. This is some deep shit. I feel like I should be smoking weed. It's annoying when one person does well with one character, people hype it as skews tier listing, and then that becomes the meta. I mean, tier lists are terrible anyway. I don't know, there's no other way to explain it, but yeah, I don't think tier lists are good anyway. I think, yeah, tier lists and meta are kind of like one and the same thing. And I think with fighting games, the meta is just it's just a popularity contest. I don't think it has much meaning in fighting games. Because I only say that because what's effective isn't necessarily optimal. you get stuff like B&Bs and max damage. Sometimes you go for the B&B because you're scared of dropping the max damage. But if you're truly meta, you'd be doing the max damage all the time. Surely. Yeah. All tier lists are opinionated. That's why I don't think they serve much purpose than showing your opinion. When people start following tier lists, that's when I'm like, well, it's someone's opinion. Surely you should think for yourself and not just go by what this person or a group of people agree with. Saying, oh, this character's really good is different to having a tier list. In my eyes, I think it's very different. Because when you're saying, oh, this character's good, over, oh, this character's shit, is a very different story. Very different story. Because obviously people see things in different ways. I think Beerus is pretty good now. There's still things he needs to get tuned. Like, I think 5H should have upper body. I think 5H should just body super dashes. Full stop. And I think the dunk, after a certain amount of frames, should stop super dashing as well. Then he will be legit. Then I think he would be like mid-tier. But because they buffed the zoning where you can cancel a normal into a special, if you, like, say you 5L an orb, you can cancel that into a special. That's sick. So you can bait stuff. But you could do, like, 5H to hit the ball, to hit the orb, to cancel into a special, but you can get hit out of the 5H if they super dash. And it's like, well, I still can't stop super dashing. I don't think making the orb stop super dash is the right answer. That's terrible. That will make him way too good. But have the normal stop the super dash. So they can't just mindlessly super dash, because they can at the moment. Good example is the debate between pre-patch Cell or Kid Buu being the best in the game. I think Buu was the best in the game. I don't think he is now. He had insane damage. Insane damage. He's got properties that some other characters don't have. I think Cell's just perfect, man. I think he was perfect. Now he's just a little bit... I don't think he's that perfect anymore. 100%? 99%? 98.7% Cell? Maybe? But yeah, this whole thing came about because I wanted to do a podcast about do players make game shit, or is it the people making the game? And I was thinking, oh, well, the meta, is that influenced more by the players or the game? And I think from this discussion, it's definitely the players. I don't think the game dictates a meta. I think the players do. The players find what is effective in a game. They might make a character better than others, make some characters better than others, sorry. But I honestly think the meta is derived from players. So let's say First Strike. I honestly don't believe Capcom went in and went, you know what, Chun's going to be the best, Ken's going to be the best, Young's going to be the best. And 12's going to be shit. And Q's going to be shit, right? What happened is the players got their hands on it and went, oh, okay, this is effective because of how people play. I think that's what most meta and strategies, tactics are about. It's about how people play and what's strong to beat players. Because you could pick Chun and play the AI on the hardest setting and it will still body you. And it could use Q, it could use 12, it would still body you. Because the AI knows what you're going to do. Not because of meta, because it's the game. Like, the game has to register your input before it comes out. So, while it's registering your input, you go like, oh, he's going to DP, I'll block. Oh, he's jumping in, I'm going to DP. Like, it can do that. It can absolutely do that. It can anti you with a fireball if it wanted to. Like, it can do whatever it wants. Shout out to Street Fighter 4, hardest mode against Seth. That Brer would anti you on the way up from your jump. He wouldn't wait for you to come down from your jump and react like a human would. He's like, oh, you're pressing up. I'm going to DP you on the way up from your jump, bruv. Fuck that shit. But RNG is a different podcast entirely. Anyway, back to, do players make game shit, or is it the game just being shit? And there's way more facets to this than the meta. Tiers are another thing. Patches are another thing. Loads of different things. I went into this thinking it's definitely players. Players make game shit. And I feel good games don't get played. Because players can't make it shit. And I think some of the stuff from the other podcasts about chaos applies as well. I think that's why people didn't like Cross Tekken. There was no chaos, and they patched out the shit. The game took out the shit, and people did not want to play that game because there was no shit. Obviously because of the DLC and the gems, but you can play without that. You can take that shit off. And everyone knew that, but they just didn't want to They didn't want to go, oh, okay, they've made this game better now. Because deep down in their hearts, it was like, oh, this game's shit. Or maybe because, oh, no one's playing this game, it's shit. It's dead. The game's dead. Which is a people thing, absolutely. That's not... Capcom Marvel didn't go, we want MVCI to flop. We wanted it to donkey dick. They didn't say that. The players enforced it. So is the game shit, or is it the people being shit about the game? I don't think MVCI is shit. It's got problems, but so do a fucking lot of games. People don't play Unius because it's not shit. It's got some fucked up stuff in it, though. Makava is he is a plague, mate. Makava, I think Carmine is unreasonable. I think he's top 3 broken characters in any fighting game. If I had to have a top 3, Carmine would absolutely be there. Absolutely. That character is fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. Gordo used to be a problem. They nerfed him a little bit. Who else? There was another character. Makava, Gordo, Carmine. There was another really dumb character in that game. Oh, very, very early Whitefang. He would infinite you. The infinite would not kill you. The infinite would make the time run out. That's how annoying that infinite was. It did no damage. And it was wall to wall. It was basically Hugo Meat Squasher. Back to back. Fucking awful. But yeah. I would say Skullgirls. I think Skullgirls has got other problems. And with Skullgirls, I don't know if it's... I don't think it's the player's fault for not liking the aesthetics, because that's one of the biggest things I heard about people why they don't play Skullgirls. It's like, oh, I'm not into the aesthetics, like westernized manga or anime, and I'm like, really? Alright. Can't argue that. I've heard people say, oh, it's all got girl characters. It's like, well, if you're a guy and you're saying you don't like girls, then whatever floats your boat. But sure. Yeah, Vanilla Wall's theme, bro. Ugh. Dead out. Yeah, Skullgirls is a different, is its own beast where it comes to people. I don't think people think it's a bad game, but people don't play it. I never heard people say, "Oh, Skullgirls is a shit game." Maybe because they don't watch it, don't play it. It's not stopped people saying games are shit anyway, because I know loads of people that say MVCI is shit and they've never played it. So I don't know. It's like Skullgirls seems to have that immunity, which is nice. Like, I might flip if someone said that Skullgirls was shit. And I'll be boxing mums. Left, right, centre, mate. Tetris blocks. Just boxing. So yeah, Skullgirls is a weird one. A reason why people don't play a game, I think, is a little bit different to a game being shit. So yeah, like Skullgirls. I don't think anyone thinks the game is shit. They just don't play it. For whatever reason. But yeah, that's what the podcast was going to be about. And M.E.T.A was a byproduct of that, and I thought, fuck it, I could do a whole podcast on just the M.E.T.A and the definitions of it, what it means in terms of fighting games. Yeah, and I think that was a good point. I don't know if anyone else has got any more points. I see soul faces. I see jammers again. Anyone think I got anything wrong? Hold right, your boy. Arcana Hearts, yo, that game. I think Arcana Hearts is a sick game. I won't play it though. I think for me, I won't play it because it's just gone past its time. Like, I played Skullgirls, I played Cross Tekken. I don't want to go through another game where I have to fucking send a carrier pigeon to find someone who plays the game. Like, I'm not about that anymore. But I liked how you could have a character and then give them such a different feel by picking different arcanas. I played Saki with the... I can't remember what the arcana was. It was the poison one. And the poison one basically gave you poison puddles like Fang and teleports. And Saki was basically a Nash player. It was a Nash sort of archetype. So it was flash kicks and all that sort of shit. And reverse flash kicks. They were godlike. So she was like a charge character. And yeah, having the puddles and the teleport was fun, bruv. It was fun. It was good times. Good times. But they had an Arcana that would give you an extra jump and a Sonic Boom. They had an Arcana that would give you an SPD. All sorts of madness in that game. That was a good game. Oh, no, it is still a good game. Same with M.E.T.A. M.E.T.A's a good game. But, what's his name? Goa? Goa was... Goa is... He's kind of poison, man. He's quite toxic to the game. I played that character because I was like, oh yeah, like this is when I first got used to my hitbox, and I was like, yo, now I'm playing hitbox. I'm only ever gonna play characters with Tiger knees. I'm only gonna play Tiger knee characters, and Goa had the best Tiger knees. But boy, at high level, that character was a mess, a mess. Yo, I've got a few people in here. No one wants to seem to argue with me, which is kind of nice. Even though I'm just giving my opinion and information I found. I'm not saying certain things about the FGC, which I would like to, but fuck it. I see Sean lurking, bro. Sean should talk. Sean, right? I know. I see your name, bro. Mr. 89, right? You are making a game. You're in the process of making a game. Shout out to Sean. If you want to see his game, he's going to have it at Battle of Destiny. He's the latest build. I'm not going to say the name of the game because I want Sean to pipe up and promote himself. Tell the people your game, bruv. You're a person who's making a game. What do you think about this? I should have got him on the podcast, man. That's what I should have done. Oh, so upset. Very upset. But yeah, I don't think people that make companies, person who's making a game goes out to make a meta for their game. Yes, Sean's there. I see you, bruv. Don't laugh. Talk to us. I don't think people like Sean make a game with a meta in mind. I think they go in making a game going, I want this character to be different to this character. Blah, 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 blah. I want everyone to have a universal fair advantage. Oh, you're just listening. Alright, okay. I don't want to bother you, bro. Alright. But you're still here. You can leave a comment. When I upload it to YouTube, leave a comment, yeah? They don't go out going... I mean, other than Guilty Gear, where Faust is clearly... Like, I think it's quite common knowledge that the guy that makes Guilty Gear, who's in charge of it, is like, look, I like Faust, bro. Don't you ever nerf this character. That is going on. That is definitely going on. But still, I don't think he's the best by a clear mile. I don't think he's clearly the best. Johnny, on the other hand, and I was thinking about this when I was like thinking about what makes a game shit. Is it people or the game? For me, Johnny makes Guilty Gear shit. And I was like, maybe I'm just salty. Maybe I'm just mad because I can't do nothing about Johnny. Maybe it's not Johnny's fault. Maybe it's not the game's fault. Maybe it's my problem. Because I could just turn around and pick Johnny. And then I would be having the most fun. Most fun. I'll be getting my, like, tournament winnings would be lining my pockets. I'll be bodying everyone. I'll get super platinum rank, diamond golds, fucking ruby, cortex shit, titles and that. Like, I'll be having the best time of my life if I play Johnny. But I don't play Johnny. I choose, as a player, I chose to pick Leo. And I chose my path to get bodied by zoners and characters like Johnny. That was my path in life. That's what I chose. So, is it the game's fault that I think it's shit? No, it's my fault. It is my fault. Even though I think Johnny was a shit thing to do with a game, it's shit because of me. Your son plays Johnny. Godspeed. Godspeed to your son. He will do well, but I don't know how many friends he's going to have. I can't tell you, man. Other than other Johnny players. Johnny's a travesty. And when I think about it, it's like, Johnny, I know a lot of people don't like Johnny because he's easier than he used to be. And they can't justify how good he is because the execution isn't there. Because I didn't even play the old Guild Gears. Exile was my first one. And from the moment he dropped, I was like, okay, this character might be a problem. And then he just eventually got way out of hand. Way out of hand. And I haven't got any like precursors to go back and go, well, at least back then, a Johnny player needed execution. It's like, nah. Now I'm just like, look, this character's bare goods. Yeah, I've heard he's easy to play, but that still doesn't defeat the fact that he's so good. Bro, I play Kai, man. I play Kai. My Kai is okay still. The Kai is okay. I just never played him in tournament. I learned Leo from the get-go. Played Sean. And was like, oh boy. Now I know what 8-2 matchup feels like. Nah, it wasn't that bad. It felt that bad, but I was also shit. But I wanted to learn quote-unquote neutral and footsies. So I played Kai for a long time, bro. I played Kai for a good, like, 4 or 5 months. And I was like, okay, this will help me with Leo. And it kind of did. It kind of did. And I've always said, if Kai looked like Leo, if you had the sprite of Leo with how Kai plays, I would still be playing that game. Because Kai is the most fun I had in that game. Playing Leo isn't fun. Playing Leo is a way of life because he looks like Vegeta. That's it. That is purely it. I hate the way Leo plays. I hate it. I fucking despise it. My whole gaming, again, quote unquote, career is to stop people that play like Leo. That was my calling. My calling was to stop people playing like Leo. The Unga Bunga shit. I hate that. But I had to embrace it a little bit. If I wanted to do well with Leo, I had to embrace it. I hate that playstyle. People don't understand the turmoil I went through with Guilty Gear. So much turmoil. But it was overruled by, look, this Brer looks like a Super Saiyan. I cannot not pick him. I can't. He is sick. The aesthetics and the personality of Leo is godlike. But as soon as it says fight, I'm like, fucking what am I doing here, bro? What am I doing? No, I'm not playing Sin, bro. I'm not playing Sin. Sin could do one. Before Johnny, there was Sin. Trust me. Sin was early Johnny. So I think, yeah, back to the meta discussion. Again, we'll go with Dragon Ball Z. The meta... I think the meta before the patch was Touch of Death. Go from there. Touch of Death and Steamroll. Well, I think that's a very weak definition of a meta. Very weak. That's what people did. And then again, you can say, well, the meta is like that because the game doesn't allow you to zone. It doesn't allow you to play keep away. It doesn't allow you to, play lane. Is that the game's fault, or is it that people find it harder to do so they don't bother? Like, obviously people say, oh, Frieza can't zone. Beerus can't zone because of how the orbs work. Maybe it's just harder. Maybe it's harder to zone with those characters, and it's nowhere near as rewarding. People used to say the same thing about MVCI. People used to say Hawkeye was, I don't give a fuck, right? I hope there's some Marvel people. I hope Helter's in here. I hope Chrome's in here. Everyone was saying Hawkeye was shit. Everyone was saying Hawkeye was shit. And before Jewel Kevin was beating people, I said Hawkeye is ridiculous. Hawkeye is actually secretly godlike. I said this. I wish I could find the tweet. It's going to be so far back, I can't find it. I said Hawkeye is ridiculous. You think you can't zone in this game. It's hard-ish. It's easier to fucking hold forward and then tag when you do something unsafe. Of course it's easy to do that. But zoning works, especially Hawkeye zoning. And everyone looked at me like I was selling cyanide to kids. Like, they were like, what are you talking about? You're fucking crazy. You need to be locked up. I was like, look, right? Because you don't get chip for zoning, like you do in other games, or as much chip. Like, in that game, chip scales. So the more you chip someone with the same move, it does less chip. Which I think is kind of smart. So it stops you from spamming, basically. With Hawkeye, you just do Pierce and Bolt over and over again. But what happens is, yeah, it scales the chip damage. So you can't keep spamming the same move and get the same amount of chip. People say, oh, yeah, so you can't zone. And you can reflect in that game as well. You can reflect projectiles. Everyone can, like, basically insta-block, basically. So if you... push block. You can push block. So if you push block at the right time, you would reflect the projectile back at them. And some projectiles don't be a punish. So yeah, they were saying, oh, Hawkeye can't zone. He gets counter zoned by everyone because they just block and push block it. I was like, alright. My voice was that high at the time as well. Alright, okay then, cool. I'm crazy. And then Jewel Kevin blew everyone up, except at Evo. But he's blown everyone else up. Everyone else up. And he is playing Dane as well, obviously. That helps. But you can fucking zone. Back to DBZ, it's like, yeah, maybe the zoning tools aren't ideal for zoning. But, you know, you can 2-8 super dashes, rare tear, like, whatever. Is it a case that we're not good enough to make that zoning work? Is it due to being lazy that we can't accept that we have to work harder than someone who's rushing in? Yeah, Hawkeye's dope. But believe me, in the first couple of months, if you would have said that, you would have got sectioned, bro. You would have got put in a padded room if you would have said that in like the first month. You found a two-touch zoning strategy with Krillin. I'll erase. Why is man dropping Trunks bars? I will erase you completely. How to make DVC better very fast. Make auto combos so they do not track. Make auto combos not autocorrect. Yeah, I'm down for that. Make super dash consistent. Yeah, I don't know how they'll do that. Unless you... It's the tracking sometimes really good and sometimes really shit. So there must be a formula in place. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like sometimes you get crossed up by it and you're like, what? Why? That's bare unnecessary. Yeah, those two things. I think you shouldn't get a combo off of super dashes. Raw tags, sorry. Raw tags. I don't think you should get a combo for raw tags. I don't like that. If you're in a combo doing it, yeah. But if you do a raw tag to start the combo, I don't really like that. I know if you alpha counter or Z chain, Z block stun, I don't know. It's called alpha counter in my eyes. If you alpha counter, so if you're in block stun and then you use the bar to bring your other character, if you do that, get hit, vanish, and do a combo, that combo can't kill. It physically can't kill. It doesn't do a fatal hit, basically. That's the way I explain it. It doesn't matter if you end with level 3 and they've got a pixel, they just won't die. Which is nice, but I think they should apply that to some other things. Or maybe just not take that much damage. Like, the scaling needs to be like 1 or 2 damage. Like, raw tagging is so good. So good in this game. Oh, bruv, Chrome is actually in the chat. Hold on. I can't see it in the overlay. Oh, man like Quincy. Man like DBZ. The actual guy called DBZ is in here. I see you, Quincy. My opinion still hasn't particularly changed on that. And zoning in this game. Okay, so you don't think zoning in this game, in MVCI, is good? But we'll talk about... Okay, don't answer then. We're going to talk about it somewhere else. Okay, cool. Raw tag should be swapped with Garm Cancel. Okay. You're everywhere. Man's omnipotent, yeah? I see you, bro. I have a Yamato, bro. All see and I. It should be bare unsafe, bro. It should be bare unsafe. You shouldn't be able to press a button until you hit the ground. Fuck it. Fuck it. Marvel 3, bro. If you did a raw tag, bro. Man, you got taunt animations after doing a raw tag in Marvel 3. They were pretty quick. But yeah, you got taunt animations. And obviously some characters you can get a combo off of it if you hit it correctly, like Wesker. Shouts to Albert. I think he's a very good example of meta as well. When people get meta wrong. Because when that game came out, everyone was like, yo, Anchor Wesker is the guy. The guy. And I'm like... I first was like, oh, I don't want to play Wesker because everyone's playing him. And then I was like, how is he good? To me, it felt like the Vegeta syndrome. Where it's like, because everyone had him, he would make comebacks. And obviously, there was X Factor in this game. So, most 98.7% of the characters with X Factor were OP. Really good. 4 didn't get speed increase. He just got damage increase. But he had loops anyway. So, it's just like, he doesn't benefit. And neither did the Hulk. He never got a speed increase. Isenko was still pretty arse with Spark. She had better loops, but she's still arse. So yeah, Spark was the problem, not Anchor Wesker. Wesker as an anchor, I thought was horrendous. Personally, I was like, what is this bro doing? He has no flight, he has no tri-dash, he is a very grounded character with a command grab in a game with Magneto and Storms and shit in it. And foot dives. How is he a good anchor? And then it was like, oh, even Doom, fucking the meta character, lost to Hawkeye. If you had Anchor Hawkeye against Anchor Doom, regardless if you had Spark or Doom, you can't do shit. If the Hawkeye's got meter, you can't do shit. Because your ass is getting gimleted. You can't do random foot dives because your ass will get gimleted. Simple. Or scatter shot. Super scatter shot on hit still came out. If he let those arrows go and then he got foot dive, that shot, the scatter shot would just take Doom full screen. So you literally just spam scatter shot. Hold that shit, bruv. Wesker is Goku Black. Now, Wesker had more of a moment, I feel. I know a lot of people said that Hit was Wesker. I think Vader, I can't remember if he said that or said no, he's not. But yeah, I played Wesker. I played a lot of Wesker. My main team was Wesker, Cap, Trish. And then my meta came out at me and I was like, nah. I played Iron Fist, Hawkeye, Strider. And Hawkeye, like, I liked Iron Fist, that's why I picked him, but Hawkeye Strider was my shit. It was like, look, I do not want to get near you. You've got stupidity pox. I don't want to catch it. Stay full screen. That's what I had developed. But Wesker was my boy, bruv. Global saturation. All day, every day. And he was fun. And I had unblockables with Cap. I like to confirm with Cap. That's why I played him. Like, confirming from random shield tosses was fun. Gassed. I like hit confirming, so I love that shit. And Trish was kind of Bay-ish. Like, she was cool. Rand Harvest was fun. You know, whatever. But yeah, back to Marvel. Wesker, everyone said, yeah, well, meta, bruv. Meta, innit? Anchor Wesker is the shit. People said about, oh, Sentinel assist. You gotta have him, bruv. Gotta have him. And then it was like, oh yeah, Sentinel with X Factor. He's making way too many comebacks. Let's nerf that. And what did they do? They nerfed Sentinel and not X Factor. So Sentinel was like a liability. It's like, you know, X Factor was the problem. It's like, you see how Sentinel was making 1-on-3 comebacks because he was deading characters with one combo because of Spark. Not because of Sentinel, because of Spark. Like, if he didn't have Spark, he might have touched a death someone, but he would have no meter on the next two. With Spark, fucking X Factor, he would mow through your team. Because he'd just do crouch and M, armor, multiple hitting, then dead. Frying pan you into dead, bruv. And they nerfed the wrong bit of the meta. The meta was, oh, you save X Factor till last and blow people up. Fnatic was one of the people that was like, my strategy was to kill the first character, X Factor the second character if you get the hit, and then just play out. And I feel that's how DBZ is. It happened way quicker. I don't even think it really did happen in MVC3. Like, Fnatic was an ambassador for that tactic, and I don't think many people adopted it. And Necessary Evil. No, I mean, I've not got a problem with X Factor. I don't like it, but I haven't got a problem with it, if that makes sense. Like, I know why it was in there. Trish was bait. Shout out, Quincy. Shout out, DBZ. I only picked Trish because of you, bro. They didn't nerf enough. But yeah, the problem the problem was definitely X Factor, and then you see like how people talked about Wesker being OP, and it's like, look at Virgil and look at Dark Phoenix. How could you ever consider Wesker being a good anchor? That was a period in time. I know Virgil wasn't out in the beginning. I'm sure Dark Phoenix was. Yeah, Phoenix was around. Yeah, Phoenix was definitely around. I know she's got different parameters, so she had to have bar or whatever, but she was still a way better anchor character. Like, even if you take, say you've never seen a match, right? If you look on paper, you can see that she's a better anchor character. Surely. Like, I say the same with DBZ. From week 1, I was like, Tien's an anchor character. Tien is designed to be an anchor character, surely. Am I missing something? If you're a character, if you've only got Tien and you've got to come back against 3 characters, I personally don't think a DP is required, because you're going to be the one wanting to mount the offense because you need to come back. If you've got the life lead, I feel a DP is way more crucial to your game plan because you're going to be playing lane, and if they do get in, they have to be careful because you're DP. If you're making a comeback, you're meant to be going forwards, not waiting, if you know what I mean. Like, you got to be patient, obviously, and wait for your moment. But if you're getting rushed down, you're getting rushed down, bruv. That's it. You can DP, but you can't make it safe because it's your ranker character. If it's not your ranker character, you can DP and call an assist to make it safe. So yeah, I think Tien was designed, maybe not solely, but he was designed in mind of an anchor role, I feel. And I was like that from the get-go. Like, he's got all these tools to open you up, and he does insane damage. Man's got command overhead, command grabs, an armored low, and fucking, if you don't want to die, get out of the way, bruv. Just blow people to smithereens. Like, yes, he lost health, but he couldn't die from doing that. And if it's your anchor character, you have to go all in or nothing, innit? Surely. So it doesn't matter if you've got half a bar or a pixel, because a combo is going to kill you regardless. So him taking chunks of his own life doesn't make a difference, because he can't kill himself from doing that. And then they've done the whole patch thing with the buff, where he's in Spark and it doesn't take as much health. He's surely meant to be, he's designed for the anchor role, surely. I think Black was the Sentinel, where it was just like, I want my two characters to have this assist. So by default, man's got to go in the back. By default. Not because I think he's a good anchor, but because his role is to provide good support for my 2 point characters, or my point character, my battery, or whatever. Why did they buff him? Because 98.7% of people wanted it, man. Oh yeah, the Leo bot is pretty militant, bruv. So trying to post links, that's a no-no. It blocks me from posting links sometimes as well. Can I just say that I told you, man, about Tien? Bro, if you didn't say anything, you weren't even playing the game. You can't. Oh no, you was playing Team Gohan. I'll let you off. You didn't say in a public forum, so no one cares. Sorry, Quincy. Way better support. Oh, I think his beam's way better than Tien's. Maybe not way better. Maybe not way better. That's a bit strong. I think he's better, not way better. Black is MVC2 Captain Commando. I don't know. I don't know if he's that bad. I don't think he's that bad. Wow, there is a lot of people comparing Black. Yo, boys, Black Rot, man. Put some respect on his name, please. Goku Black was the confusing one because he was so linear. Yeah, I mean, I like that shit. I played Bison and had bare fun. I had bare fun having 3 moves and only being able to do 2 of them. Like, you just wouldn't do Psycho Crash out. Not really. Unless you want to get out of the corner. You was playing Tien Goku Tien. That doesn't make... Look. Quincy, come on now. Shit you can do with Beam in comparison to Tien's assist is massive. Yeah, but there's some things you can do with Tien assist that you can't do with Beams. There's a lot of mid-screen stuff you can't do. With Beerus, like, I'm going to put this... I should have tweeted about it. Bro, you're adding the wrong person. Don't add my actual name. Come on, man. Government names is out there. With Tien, a really sick team, I feel. No one's going to believe me. Like, Foxy can kind of defend this. When I come with a concept, I can't apply it. But my theory's there. I said Krillin was good, man. I did say this. And people looked at me with skewed eyes. I went, look, man, he's good. I can't show it. I can't prove it. But trust me, he's good. And I focus body people, right? Beerus, Blue Cheetah, and Tien is actually really sick. It's actually really sick. Like, Beerus, you can do Tien 2M with Beerus. Bruv. It's fucking good. It's such a dirty tactic. You can do so much garbage stuff with those 2 assists with Beerus. You can literally just jump around and do orb into dunk. You can't do nothing because Blue Vegeta can't vanish. There's sick combos you can do with that. There's sick combos you can do with Tien Blue as well, where you do, you know, the hand smash, the volley smash downwards. You can time it with Blue Vegeta, and then you can do that into the knee and get dirty restand Oki. Well, not restand Oki, but tech Oki. The team's sick. You can do medium volley, called Blue Vegeta. If it hits, you get a combo, so you don't have to go into the whole sequence of the volleyball, because you do the first volleyball, they kind of float behind you and then they go into Big Bang, or they block it. You can block in time because you're safe, but then they can't punish you because Blue G is gonna hit them, bro. The synergy is, and then the touch of deaths are all over the fucking place, bro. All over the place. All over the place. Like, you can get so many double supers, it's ridiculous. Anyway, fuck that, because no one's gonna play it. Krillin's broke. See, look, man. I said this before he got buffed. I was like, yo, you know, Solar Flare's kind of sick. It's kind of sick. You know how people were using like Vegeta assist to stop vanishes? What if you could just do that with your point character? Just do Solar Flare. Fuck it. Can't do anything. And now it's even better. Now it's an actual anti-air, bro. Only character that can jump beam. You can charge the beam, sorry. Fucking man's good, bro. Man's pretty good. The whole meta, quote unquote, about recovering blue health with Spark, just have Krillin, Sentry being the thing. Sick. Then you don't have to waste your Spark to get your health back. Get hit with Raw level 3, that's cool. That's cool. Man's gonna eat up, innit? Character's good, man. What was the chat saying? Krillin assist because everyone called him mix up, yep. But, you know, I'm just one guy. One guy chatting waffle. I wanna do it again, but I can't think who's gonna be like be realised. No, I think Nappa's kind of obvious. I said Nappa was teeth from the beginning, but yeah, he didn't have any low. But Cybermen is teeth. Cybermen are actual teeth. I think it feels peaker in this game. Oh my god, don't start with the 2 L's, bro. Don't you start. Not now, please. Please. I think because the lack, I don't want to say the lack of defense mechanics, it makes you feel helpless in this game when you're in block stun. Maybe I'm just trying to comfort myself by saying it's kind of good being in block stun. It's not really good. It's not that good. There's still a high-low, but sometimes I feel more comfortable in block stun. Maybe because I know a lot of the pressure is like, as soon as you see the low, then you can start standing, and then there's no mix-up. That's not reactable. Where tri-dashes were unreactable, bruv. I've heard people try to defend it. Magneto tri-dashes were bare unreactable, bruv. They were unreactable. Where in this game, I think the mix-up is reactable, and the block stun kind of makes things easier. When you add stuff like in Guilty Gear, you got insta-blocks. So something that would be a true block string, if you start insta-blocking it, becomes a frame trap. Instead of you taking your turn back, you mix yourself up. So yeah, swings and roundabouts, I guess. Different games, different meta. It's reactable. Yeah, yo. Alright, on another podcast, bro. They're not reactable. I know exactly what you're going to do. I know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to get the numbers and the actual frames. And I'm going to tell you, those frames are in a bracket of preemptive reaction. If you're looking for it, then you can react to it. But that's not a raw reaction. When I say reaction, I mean raw. Just straight raw. Anticipation is different to raw. Raw. Like, I think with anticipation, you can react to like almost single digits frame wise if you're expecting it or looking for it, but you can't look for everything. That's my thing. I'm definitely gonna do a podcast. I will do that on the podcast I get Chrome on. We'll do that. We'll do that conversation. We'll cover the topic of our fighting game shit because of players and games, and I'll come with the argument saying, look, Marvel 3 was shit because you can't react to half the shit in there. You can't react to zero incoming. You can't react to tri-dashes. And then Chrome could be the other side of the coin going, nah, you are just shit. You're the reason the game is shit. Not that the game is shit. So we'll have that conversation. Because I like that game. I think it's fun. I like it. Do I think it's good? No. I don't think a lot of games good. I don't think DBC's good. I don't think Cross Tag's good. I don't think none of the game's good. But are they fun? Yeah. Only games I think are good, Cross Tekken and Skullgirls. Skullgirls very slightly, because there's a lot of bullshit in that game. You just delete what you was gonna say. Good. Yeah, save that, man. Write it down. Don't remove it from your mind. Just write it down. You don't go by frames. Okay, cool. I'm speaking with a human being. Yeah, sick. Bro, Quincy, talk to him. Bro. It's different reacting to something you physically can't, like, you actually can't see sometimes. Like, that is obviously like Hellzone was kind of like that. Fucking what Foxy does with Krillin, you actually can't see. Ram, you kind of can't see. The mix-up with Ram and Guilty Gear. Those mix-ups kind of need to dead. Unless you're manufacturing the unseeable mix-up. I don't want it to just be, oh, I did a super, now you can't see. Like Rand Harvest for Trish, although an quote-unquote unblockable, you could still see that he was getting unblockable. I'm alright with that. I want to see the BS. Alright, anyways, I might leave the stream up for a bit. I'll stop recording, so this will go on YouTube. People having discussions in the chat, so I'll leave it up for a little bit. But yeah, that was the podcast meta. I don't know what the conclusion is from it. I don't make your own mind up. You've got meta that is knowing information that you shouldn't know because you're getting it from an outside source. You've got the acronym meta, most effective tactic available. They use that for MOBAs and whatnot. Metagaming, which is more like the Greek meaning of the word meta, which ruin games. I think the meta involving fighting games is most easy, and then that kind of translate to optimal and majority, most people, that becomes a meta. So you have characters that are meta, which makes no sense if you use the other two terminologies for meta. Being more popular doesn't mean you got the information from an outside source or that it's the most effective tactic. If anything, it's least effective, because if everyone's using that character, you know that you will counterpick it, so it's least effective. Anyway, yeah, they're definitions. Use them how you want. Now you're free to use this limited knowledge that I've thrown out there. And yeah, the next one should be with Chrome, Alchemist, Mr. McDry. Hopefully I can get him on. Now I put him on the spot. He's probably going to be like, nah man, I'm busy until Marvel Infinite and Canny comes out, innit? That is not how he sounds, by the way. That was a terrible impression. But anyway, yeah, I'll leave this up for a bit. Gonna start the recording, so if you're on YouTube, I better do my plugs real quick. Gonna start doing these again. Cookie Past Kumite, 1st to 7 series. Get some commentators on, so if you want to try commentating, want to practice, want to up your portfolio game, you can come commentate on the 1st to 7s that we're gonna do. If you want to be part of the 1st to 7s, hook me up. No. Holler at me on my Twitter or the Discord, DBZ EU or something. I don't know where. I can't remember. There's so many. Just come find me on Twitter. I am C4IQ or the Situational Damage one. Archives will be up on YouTube channel. I've had 2 already. Filesall versus Raw Kid and what was the other one? Jitty versus Breaking Max. Every other Wednesday, because the other Wednesday I'll be at HIT offline session in Tottenham. Foxy goes down there every now and again, but people are scared to get waxed up so they don't turn up, even though they're from London, because they're waste. But anyways, yeah, hit follow. Yeah, you follow on Twitch, you subscribe on YouTube. We're getting there. Follow and subscribe wherever you need to. That's about it. Yeah, cool. Right, till the next time. Take it easy. Peace.